Hey everybody, welcome back to Real Talk with Isabel Franke. And yeah, it's been a minute, hasn't it? You know what? I want to bring on more guests. So next year we're going to focus on bringing on guests. I have been a little bit MIA. I've been on my boyfriend's podcast lately, the Ain't Got It Yet podcast. It's on YouTube and Spotify, so go check it out. It's really just a random podcast. It's cool. It's fun. That's kind of why I'm doing it, just because it's fun. I like talking about random topics. But on this podcast is where we talk about everything with like spirituality, coaching, life coaching, just growth, and I like incorporating like how just life is spiritual in general. So anyways, with that topic, one of the things that's really been coming up a lot for me is that your words are spells and the power of speaking creation into existence. And we're moving into 2026. And I know people are going to start their manifestation boards, if not already, and they're going to start kind of focusing on what they want to bring in. And that's really honestly like where you should be going into 2026. Like, we should be getting clarity right now, but I know 2025 was a roller coaster. A lot of unexpected circumstances happened in our lives. Like a lot of us broke up from people that we weren't expecting to break up with, or maybe changed career paths. Just, it was crazy, right? Like, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. But I think our words and the way we speak is something that a lot of people like underestimate. Is like, we'll say like, we're very, very confident about what we say we can't do, but we're not always confident about what we say we can do. And that needs to change, because I don't think people understand that you always are manifesting. It's just that we are manifesting often like the negative, or maybe what we really don't want, versus like the positive. So if I say like, I can't do this, this never happens, that's exactly how it's going to play out, because you've told yourself so many times. That's exactly how it's going to happen. But your words are one of the most powerful tools that you have. They're the most powerful tools. And honestly, like, there's kind of like the easiest thing to use. Like, you think about affirmations. Why do we say affirmations? Because we literally are reprogramming our beliefs. So you've probably heard people say that words are spells. Well, this isn't just like some spiritual random thing to say. It's actually the truth, because every single word that you carry, every single word that you speak, has energy, vibration, and intent. And those words they ripple out into the universe. So whether you're aware of it or not, you're constantly casting energetic spells with what you say over your life, your relationships, your dreams, and even your identity. So you say things enough, over and over again, you're going to create a very, very strong frequency. You can almost imagine it like, I see it like a rope, or like a thread, right? And every time you say these things, like, it's going to get stronger and stronger. And it's interesting that they say that, because then I think in that thread, I think about our sound frequency, and how sound, right? A sound is energy. Everything is energy, actually. Like, what we speak is energy. Sound is energy. Like, the way we move, who we are, we're all energy. But sound creates energy. That's why we listen to, sound frequencies, or just ever put a really good song on and you're just like, oh my God, this got me in my feels. Like, this song is making me happier. Or even maybe this song is bringing me down, or this song is making me angry. Like, that's energy. Okay, that's energy. And I'm going to go biblical for a second, but I'm only going biblical to use it as an example, as words are spells. If you notice, like in the Bible, in the creation, God says like, let there be light, and there's light, or let there be, I don't know, whatever he says, all these things. That's not just like a way of him speaking. That's a reminder that like what we speak, we create. And you guys are a co-creator with this universe, meaning the universe is constantly looking at you to give it clarity into the direction that you want your life to go in. So you are a co-creator with the universe, meaning that your words create what you want to bring into life. So when you say things like, I'm always broke, I can't find love, nothing ever works out for me, you're not just describing your reality, you're commanding it to continue. You are commanding it to keep going in that. No one ever likes me. I don't have any friends. I can go on with all the things and negativity that I'm hearing. You are affirming your limitations instead of your possibilities. Like, that is what you guys are doing when you are constantly telling you what you can't do or what you are. Like, think about that and then pause and think about, like, how often do you talk to yourself in this way? Like, this is not any way that any of you guys should be speaking to yourselves. So I know that we get mad that we're not perfect and that we slip up. That's life, right? We vent, we get frustrated, we say things that we don't mean. But here's the thing. Your awareness shifts everything. So when you actually start catching yourself mid-sentence, ask yourself, do I really want this? Do I really want to keep creating my frustrations? Do I really want to create my fears? Because when you ask yourself, do I want to create that? And your answer is no, then you begin reclaiming your power because you again are a conscious creator. Is this making sense to you? It's not delusion, right? It's like you guys are like, well, that's kind of, I'm sure somebody's going to listen to podcasts and somebody's going to think, well, if I tell myself a millionaire and over again, I'm going to be a millionaire. Well, if you tell yourself a millionaire and you have your own business and you have the drive and you have the focus and every day you wake up with that mindset, you probably will be a millionaire. But if you're sitting on your butt doing nothing, that's a whole different topic. Anyway, faith and fear require us to believe in things that we can't see, right? And I want you guys to think about this. When you say, like, I can't, or I can't do something, or this isn't possible, or all these things, that's fear. It's not the truth of the situation. It hasn't come into play, but it's fear that hasn't really become into reality, nor can you see it. So you're putting your faith into your fear. Ooh, I just got that one from Spirit. You're putting your faith into fear. Think about that. So ask yourself that. Am I feeding faith or am I feeding fear? The words, I know it's going to happen for me, carry a completely different vibration than I hope it happens. One affirms it and the other one doubts. And the universe responds to the certainty of your energy, not just the sound of your words. So if you are certain with what you are declaring, that changes the whole programming. The whole programming. Again, it's energy, right? My vibration that I show up in without words, it's energy. So if I'm showing up with vibration of confidence, I'm showing up with a vibration of certainty, and then I'm going to put powerful words behind how I'm moving, I'm shifting my whole game. I'm shifting my whole game. When you are a co-creator with the universe, that doesn't mean that we are controlling everything. It means that the way we are moving, our thoughts, our actions, our frequency, we are aligning. We are aligning ourselves with our highest vibration. We are aligning ourselves with whatever it is that we're calling in. So when you are aligning your words, thoughts, and actions with the frequency of what you're calling in, again, game changer. When you say, I know it's already mine, you're stepping into partnership with creation itself. You're not waiting, you're participating. I know this is mine. I'm not waiting, I'm participating. Every month, I set a goal for myself every single month. way back when, a couple years ago, I used to meet this goal very easily. And in the last year, I have not met this goal, but it doesn't mean that it's not still not my goal. And every month I'm telling myself, I know this goal is mine. This goal is not hard to make. This goal is an easy goal for me to make. And every month I'm finding myself become stronger and confident, more confident. I'm moving different. I'm changing things in my business. Like everything is changing because I'm stepping in with creation as a partner. I'm not waiting. I'm participating. Creation is a dance. The universe moves where you move. It echoes like whatever you declare. It literally gives you what you are believing in. It's just that it's easier for us to believe in all these other things than for us to just believe in ourselves, for us to really believe in what we truly can do. This is why affirmations are so powerful, like I said, because when we say these affirmations to ourselves over and over again, we are restructuring our energy frequency. We are changing it. When we switch our mindset into gratitude, when we are mad and frustrated, we are again switching our energy. We are changing it. Even just a prayer. Maybe you don't know what to say. And I do pray. I will say at times, there's times where I'm like, I don't know how to change this. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Please, I'm just going to send love. I'm going to send energy. I'm going to ask you guides and angels and God, whatever, just to help. That's not wishful thinking. That's you deciding to co-create and be part of the vibrational change that you're trying to create, not trying, you are creating. So when you wake up in the day or when you're going about your day, pay attention to your thoughts. And I want you in this moment to just kind of wherever you're at, you can try this later on. You can, I don't know, try it now, but really saying like with confidence, not desperation. I attract divine opportunities. I attract divine opportunities. I am surrounded by love. I am becoming the person, the man, the woman that I've always envisioned. I am becoming the person I've always envisioned. Try that. Try saying that every single day, those 3 statements, and watch how life starts rearranging to meet your energy. Just watch. I think there's always a point that we go through life where we speak fear often. I know there's points where I speak fear often, or there has been points where I have spoken fear often. I don't anymore. I don't anymore, honestly, because I think that when I go through really hard times, my tools are that I love to brain dump. I will journal and brain dump all of my negativity out on paper, all of my thoughts, and then I just stop and I listen. I really listen to spirit. I will tell spirit, I am tired of struggling. I am confused. I am lost. I have no idea what direction to go or what I'm thinking in the moment. Or like, I'll ask questions like, why does this keep happening to me? And I'll just listen. I will feel, I will let my emotions rise, and I will sit. And we don't always get answers right away. We don't. But I think spirit knows I'm open to hear and I'm open to receive. And sometimes I'll go to bed that night and they'll come in a dream, or all of a sudden I'll have this random thought like that's not the way that you need to be thinking. You know, recently I'm kind of going through a situation where it's a lot of the unknown. I don't know what my life is fully going to look like in 2026. And I think I'm realizing like that really scares me, and that I had more of it had to look this way in order for me to understand the situation. Like it has to look this way and I'll understand it. And I was starting to speak like this isn't going to work because it doesn't look this way. This isn't going to be because of this or that. And I was giving it all this criteria, right? When the circumstance hasn't even happened. It was just my fear. And I sat back and I just kind of listened to spirit. Like, I don't know what else to say or do. That's literally what I remember saying to myself. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to do. I don't know how to move in this moment. And it was like a download, like a thought that hit me that, Isabel, you're trying to control a situation you can't control. Who is to say the circumstance can't work out for your highest and best because it doesn't look the way that you're desiring it to look? It doesn't show the way you want it to look. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I realized in it that I was trying to force something into creation that wasn't the way to work. By the way, that's a whole different topic. You can't force things into creation. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's in alignment, it's going to be alignment. Doesn't mean you still don't try, though. But the struggle that when I was asking these things kept showing up. It got louder. I was looking at stuff like, I'm tired of this, or I'm tired of struggling. Why does this happen to me? And sometimes when you ask yourself those questions, the struggle can show up louder every time, every single time. And it's because you have to learn to speak differently. You have to learn how to say things differently. And I'm sure somebody's listening to this like, this is ridiculous. I've tried it. But my question to you is, have you tried it even in the hardest times? Because that's where the game shift has happened. That's when things are happening. Not even when you don't see the evidence, do you still speak it into life? Because that's what faith is. Faith is choosing to speak light before the light actually arrives. You're a creator. Sounds crazy. And your tongue is a wand. Your voice is one of the greatest tools that you have for manifestation. It's the most powerful tools that you have for manifestation. So, my invitation to you today is to be intentional with your words. Before you speak, pause and ask, is this what I want to create? I first want to say, I know you're mad. I know you guys get frustrated, but ask yourself, before you keep repeating out of these frustrations, is this really what you want to create? You don't have to be perfect. And you may not have the words of exactly what you want to create. But I think even when we don't have the words, that's why I say things like, I'm going to be okay, or everything works out for the highest and best. Because I don't have the words to know what I want to create all the time, but I know I want to create that everything works out for the highest and best. I know I want to create that I'm going to be okay. So again, having the awareness and the shift, because when you align your language with your vision, your whole world begins to shift. Speak the life over dreams. Speak peace over your relationships, and really speak power over the journey that you guys are on, because your words are spells and you are so freaking powerful. It's just that these people in life that are getting or moving certain ways, they understand. They know the power of their actions. They know the power of their words. So think about these things today. Anyways, if this episode spoke to you, share it with somebody who's ready to remember their power. I want you guys to really just keep trusting your flow and focus on what you're speaking into existence, especially as we're moving into 2026. And if you guys are interested in working with me in any way, you know what, go check out my links. I do have some big changes coming up for 2026. So I will say this is definitely the time for you to get in with me before my prices raise and change. But there's going to be a lot of exciting new things to come on. Make sure you guys are following on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and join the new Patreon community who's just about to go through a 3-week 2026 intuitive roadmap challenge. So with that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure you guys like this video, this podcast. Make sure you guys save it or share it or comment. helps us to get our algorithm flowing. Talk to you guys later. Bye.